crops to the Lord and eat what they could. So now people are starting to bring things like one person selling shoes, someone else is selling chickens, and then they started to use this kind of money that was like poker chips. It was basically money that got issued in the morning, but usually by the baker or someone who had some kind of commodity, and it would expire at the end of the day. So the idea is it was like poker chips that they had no value in themselves. So everybody just traded stuff, right? It was optimized for trading. There was no way to save up, right? So nobody would hoard money or try to hold it. It wasn't gold, it was worthless. Right? So it was just used like IOUs so that we can each get the thing. I want shoes, you want chickens, he wants meat. This was so we can all get the things and then sort of settle books at the end of the day, and it was done. So it was no money. And people got rich. People actually got rich. And because they could, and this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but this is actually it's a happy conspiracy. It's just history. People got wealthy and they got healthy. Like women at that time, late Middle Ages, England, 11th, 12th century, they were taller than at any time until the 1980s.
StopBox is made in the USA and is tariff-free. StopBox is also TSA compliant, so you don't need a separate carry case. They also have a wall mount version and one for easy access in cars. No longer do you have to trade safety for speed and readiness. For a limited time, our listeners can get 10% off at StopBox when you use the code DANNY at checkout. Just head on over to StopBoxUSA.com and use the code DANNY for 10% off your entire order. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them, and please support the show and let them know we sent you. What else did you learn from those guys?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, the thing that I was interested in, because I also have kind of it's weird, I kind of have an academic hat. To the outside world, it looks like to people in academia, they know it. It's a facile hat. I mean, I made a regular kind of writer dude who got a PhD late so that I could teach for money and health insurance and stuff. Because writing is an up and down. It's an up and down profession, you know.
Yeah.
But getting a PhD taught me enough to really try to look at where did this thing come from. You know, I've always been really good at looking at something and saying like, that's weird, right? Like looking at a dollar bill and in that kind of stoned way and going, why does this paper have value? Like, huh?
Right.
But then what the academic does is say, let's find out.
And a warm welcome on what is a fine day for football. I'm delighted to be able to report. I'm Derek Ray in the commentary position, and I'm joined for expert analysis by my partner Stuart Robson. And what we have on the menu is action from the Division Rivals League. What are you expecting to see?
Well, a quick start to the game is all important here today, and I'm sure both managers will have drilled that into the players. But they also have to play with composure and a tactical understanding. It should be a good game.
And snuffed out the danger immediately.
That was excellent defending.
Oh, breezing past him. And gobbled up with ease by the keeper. Distributing it well. Given away by City. And quick thinking defensively.
Technologies, windmills and water mills and new money systems and even the market. We didn't have a market. So we saw this thing off the first line.
Really fine piece of defending play to break it up.
People just bring their shit and sell it to each other and whatever. So
teammates available.
In Europe,
well, nothing comes of it. Good defending it was.
But you know, they started doing these marketplaces, and these were people who were formerly peasants.
Could be dangerous.
They would just bring their crops to the Lord, eat what they could. So now people are starting to bring things. One person's selling shoes, someone else is selling chickens, and then they started to use this kind of money that was like poker chips. It's basically money that got issued in the morning, usually by a baker or someone who had some kind of commodity, and it would expire at the end of the day. So the idea is it was like poker chips that they had no value in themselves. So everybody just traded stuff, right? It was optimized for trading. It was a way to save up. Right? See, nobody
was a great pass.
Money.
That was a poor bit of play.
It was worthless.
Right?
So it was just used like IOUs so that we can each get the thing. I want shoes, you want chickens, you want meat. So we could all get the things and then sort of settle books at the end of the day. And it was done. So there was no money. And people got rich.
Well,
actually
sometimes
got rich.
players are
And
overhyped,
they
but
get
I don't think we can use that word that connects you with Lionel Messi.
Well, he's one of those players that knows where to
Oh,
be.
they might score here, Stuart. Oh, a challenge that simply had to be won.
Late Middle Ages,
And collected
England,
tidily.
11th,
He
12th
had
century,
plenty to think
they
about.
were taller than at any
And
time
teammates
until the
around him.
1980s. So they caught up. That's how
Oh, tremendous vision.
They work like 3 days a week.
Aimed towards Mbappe.
What do you do
Chances on.
if you're doing that?
This guy is lucky.
That will do nicely.
So if you can't afford money, what are you going to do? You're going to start optimizing your society for leisure, which is what they did. How
On they
much
go
do I
again.
have
A
to work
wake-up call
in
for the
order to
City
have
players,
everything I
maybe.
need?
Can they
So the
find a
sign of
response
wealth
now?
is doing well is, oh, look, Jelton, he works 2 days a week, right? Because his
Good-looking
pig
pass.
farm is doing so well,
Oh,
he
that's
doesn't have to
great
work that
awareness.
much. So
Chance to play
what is
it
that
in.
like? So people started to get
Intercepted
wealthy,
at the right time.
and aristocracy got really upset, right? Because they were the former lords. They hadn't
Well, the
worked in
threat could be
1,000
there.
years. And now all of a sudden the peasants are becoming the middle class, the bourgeois that we hate.
Fuller.
So what did they do? They had to stop the rise of the middle class.
Intelligent ball. He's in with a
that we know
chance.
about was the
They
corporation.
just couldn't stay in front. And now this match is all square.
Just watch this again. Change of pace, change of direction, and a decent finish. That's a very good goal.
If you're my friend, I'd be like, hey, Damien, you're not just a
Setting
shooter.
it intelligently.
You are His Majesty's Royal Chartered Monopoly Shoemaker. You're the official shoemaker.
Georgia
All the
Stanley.
other shoemakers in town, in the city, in our country,
Well, this could really help the cause. Well, the bar can be the goalkeeper's best friend. Well, it comes to nothing in the end.
People worked, but they didn't have jobs and
Oh, great vision.
It didn't work. Like, yep. Instead, all the other shoemakers,
Oh,
instead
how
of
about
them
that for a
making
tackle?
shoes, selling,
That was a
now they go
goal-saving
work for
challenge, no
you
doubt about
by the
that.
hour. And so that's when
Luciana.
hourly wages happened. That's when the clock went on the tower in the medieval village. They didn't have clocks
That
up there
didn't
before.
happen
They
for
put
them in
up
attack.
really as a way of normalizing, showing time is our value. That's the highest thing now. Time is money. That's
Messi.
when that
Well, I'll
started. So
tell you what, he didn't miss by an awful
people
lot.
got really disconnected from the value they were creating. You were punching the clock. You were working 8 hours a day, 40 hours
looking
a week,
pass.
whatever it was, instead of working for what for the value you created. And people like you figured out what Danny had.
Really good build-up,
Danny,
but no end product.
The guy who runs the company figured out, wow, you don't even want qualified workers working for you. You want to go to the parking lot, pick up a bunch of undocumented aliens, bring them in, train them in 15 minutes, and pay them minimum wage.
Can he put them in front?
Super.
Yes, is the emphatic answer. And you have to say it was
So
on the cards.
that's when we got the assembly.
So the ball is rolling again. 2-1 the score. What's going to happen next?
One piece of the job, pass it on to the next person. And only you and your other people know
Released it nicely.
the process of making. So we got that. We also got
That's a
central
very
currency.
fine piece of
They
tackling.
decided to make
Oh, good
all
looking
those
run.
local currencies we were using, all those corporate chips, all that stuff. That's all illegal. And you can't use that. So we have to do it. Borrow money from the central treasury.
No wonder they're celebrating. So back underway. 3-1 the score.
It didn't work. Instead, all the other shoemakers, instead of them making shoes and selling them, now they go work for you by the hour. And so that's when hourly wages happened.
Now
That's when the clock went on the tower in the
Attack
medieval
looks
village.
promising.
They didn't have clocks
What's the
up there
danger
before.
about
They
it
put
for
them
now?
up really as a way of normalizing, showing time is
Mbappe.
our
Oh,
value.
that's
That's the
hard to
highest thing
defend.
now. Time is money. That's when that started. So what happened was people were
Messi.
really disconnected from the value they were creating. You were punching the clock. You were working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week,
moving it
whatever it was,
nicely.
instead of working
Good
for
chance.
the value you
We
created.
cannot declare this contest over. They still believe.
Danny, the guy who
So
was
the whistle
figuring
then.
out
We're at the halfway stage in this
qualified
match.
workers working for you. You go to a parking lot, pick up a bunch of undocumented aliens, bring them in, train them in 15 minutes, and pay them minimum wage. You don't have some super qualified shoemaker that's going to demand $40 an hour. And so that's when we got the assembly line. That's when we developed the industrial age, so that you could train someone in 15 minutes to do one piece of the job, pass it on to the next person. And only you and your other boss people know the whole process of making. So we got that, and we also got central currency. They decided to make all those local currencies we were using, all those poker chips, all that stuff, that's all illegal. Right? You can't use that anymore. Now what you have to do is borrow
So
money
they get the
from
second
the central
half going
treasury
here.
at interest. So if anyone wants to buy shoes from you,
Good ball over the top.
we want to make, they're welcome, we want to make money off that transaction.
Could still be dangerous.
So the way they will is for me to have money, I've got to borrow money from the
Very
central
quick
treasury
thinking
at
there.
interest, do my transactions with, pay back more money than I borrowed.
Pina.
And that's a really
Quick
weird
counter could be
idea.
on.
How do you pay back more than you borrowed?
Really annoying for them. Couldn't take advantage.
The way to get more, the economy has to grow. That's
Rafael
why
Leao.
we talk about, to this day, that's why we talk about GDP
And possibilities
economic
here.
growth and all that. It's not so
Snuffed
I can
out
have
the
issues
danger
I need,
immediately.
people can have the stuff they need.
Plenty
The
of
economy
support
has to
here.
grow because the operating system of the economy, central currency, needs to be paid back with
This could be
interest
the
in
equaliser.
order for it to work. That's the
What an
kind of money
important save.
you use.
How
So we
about
live in
that?
Well,
an
at least he hit
economy
the
and a
target, but
society,
he should really beat
civilization
the keeper
that
from there. They should be level now.
in order to stay
Well off target. Didn't have an awful lot of space to work with, however.
Getting a new world, getting new territory, getting new enslaved people. They all keep going. We kind of ran out. Like 1950s, we kind of ran
Michael
out of
Owen.
room, right? The Palestine
They
pushed
couldn't
back,
run onto
India
it here.
pushed back, and more.
Well, he'll be a bit deflated following that
Let's
effort,
bring
but he
consumers
was
out of
being
America to
tightly
get people
marked.
to buy more stuff. We use advertising, get people to buy shit they don't need
Oh.
just to keep the economy
Ryan
going.
Shefke.
They'll get storage facilities to stick all the shit they don't need. We'll get pollution.
Oh, they have
we'll
it
make stuff
again.
disposable, so they need to buy more.
Looks
so
menacing
the
from
economy
Fura.
can grow. And we all
How did they let that attack come to an end?
Finally, the internet.
Yeah, just stopped it
That's
in
going
its
to be the
tracks
best
there.
one of all. It's going to create infinite service areas.
Certainly have got
We're
to
gonna
give
have
this
a World
man
Wide
high
Web
marks for
forever.
his
It's an
work up to
infinite
this point.
marketplace.
Decent
Like,
looking ball. Oh, in through and goal.
eyeball hours a day, right? You have so much time you could spend, so much attention. So that's part of why we're seeing the breakdown of the human mind is we're mining human attention. But that's the thing that's really reached its limit is our ability to keep growing the economy in a way that's not just hurting people. It's not just extracting value. So now it's really hard for almost anybody to make value except the people who are at the very top of that growth pyramid. And those guys see this isn't going to work anymore. That this last 1,000, 2,000 years, of
So the current scoreline, 4-2.
growth through extraction, growth of this sort of corporatized central
Claudia
currency.
Pina.
Yeah.
And the pass
That
deftly cut out.
one's over. So they're like, what happens after? What happens kind of after this particular capitalist extraction? And that's why you got
Good
it's like
distribution.
big land in Europe saying, oh, it's going to be monarchy. That's what's going on.
And in the right
It's no
position to make
longer
sure it
a
didn't go all the way
capitalist
through.
society. It's a monarchic society. And things are it's going to work like that. So people see socialism. That's what the sort of the
Might be
occupied
onto
people know.
something.
We're going to have a sharing economy,
And a
what's
good-looking
better
pass.
to me than a monarchy.
City
And
did well
the
to
tech
win it
pros
back.
are like, it's going to be nothing at all, right? That whole thing's going down. That's, forever chemicals are forever. I don't want to live there.
You gotta get off this planet. We gotta get off this planet.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think they think? Those tech bros, like the people like Thiel and all those people. What do they think
And play halted, free
that
kick
this
given.
AI stuff is going to lead to? Like
And a substitution in the offing.
He's updating itself, and it's baked
Decent
into
position.
everything, social media.
He read the situation defensively and did his job. No confidence on the ball from either side.
Well, both sides struggle to find rhythm here.
And City being afforded too much room.
These guys were kind of like the guys that were being out with Stone in college.
Maybe dangerous
And
here.
have these crazy dogs. If you're living in that simulation
And on to
grad
Fura.
student or somewhere on that planet. Those are fun, great conversations to have. It's just not great to
And a clever piece of defending.
government or an economy that these stuff.
20 minutes remaining.
The most crazy answers to them. But I mean, different ones are thinking different things. You know, I mean, Elon Musk he really thought he was getting off the planet.
Did well to win the
Pretty
ball back.
recently was when he decided, that's not going to work. We're going to dial it back. Yeah, to dial back to the moon, or even try to make it work, you know, as you're in here. You know, because, you know, I'm sure you've had somebody talk about that, what do they call it, Kessler syndrome?
Oh, moving it nicely. Real chance. A superb chance. But he's failed the test.
Well, you can see what he was trying to do, but he's missed the target. He should score there.
The satellites in space are crashing into each other.
Udi Fuller.
So this is a big one.
Great play by Fuller.
All right. This is
Tenacious challenge.
So, you know, we have all these satellites.
Joao Neves.
And occasionally they crash into each other. because
Adeyemi.
They're moving at 20,000 miles an hour or whatever. And when they crash into each other, they make smaller particles. And they're little small
City
particles
pushing
that
forward with
crash into
options
other stuff.
available.
Like the Chinese,
great defending.
they were just going to bring their astronauts down from the Chinese space station. So
A really
they couldn't
good
do it.
pass.
They couldn't do it because the craft that was supposed to
Making his move
pick them up got
inside.
pierced by one of those projectiles.
That's big. What an important piece of
Satellites that
defending.
get hit by projectiles, move projectiles they're off.
William
This
Saliba.
thing of Kessler syndrome, where there's so many that it
Oh,
cascades.
he's lost possession of the ball.
And it's just like zillions and zillions of parts. They could be,
Settle the
they could
issue once and for all.
Yes.
It's a millimeter or a centimeter big, but still, if your spacecraft gets hit by a centimeter, it still shreds you, right? So the idea is then this whole layer of this whole level of orbit is like it's like Gettysburg, right? It's just like thousands of things, and it's so bad though that then we can't get off. It makes it impossible to get off the planet.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
Because they're trapped in there from that.
That's
So
irony.
recently, what Musk did.
We're going to ask where you heard about them, and please support the show and let them know we sent you. What else did you learn from those guys?
Well, I mean, the thing that I was interested in, because I also have kind of it's weird, I kind of have an academic hat. To the outside world, it looks like to people in academia, they know it. It's a facile little hat. I mean, I was, you know what I mean, a regular kind of writer dude who got a PhD late so that I could teach for money and health insurance and stuff. Because writing is an up and down. It's an up and down profession, you know.
Yeah.
But getting a PhD taught me enough to really try to look at